Hello, I'm Jack, and this is Jack's Vintage Moto Videos. And this is a CL77 engine that I took off a bike that I parted out. The motor is relatively complete and it looks to be in decent shape, but it is stuck. First thing I did is I loosened these head bolts and I sprayed penetrating oil on everything, and I let this sit outside overnight. It's important when you are working on these that you realize there is a head bolt way down in here. And if you don't get that head bolt undone, in addition to these head bolts, the cylinder head won't come off. Here's the basic layout of the CL77 and also the CB77 cylinder head. You've got two camshafts. The two camshafts ride on these bearings, which fit into the cylinder head, and they're joined at the middle by the timing gear. This is the gear that the timing chain drives and it moves the cams. It's also the timing advancer. If you notice, there's two flywheel weights here. As the gear spins faster, these weights move outward. As they move outward, if you can see down in the middle here, there's a slot. There's a piece of metal with a slot in it. Inside this camshaft, you've got the points cam. This piece here is the points cam. This open and closes ignition points. As the engine spins faster, these two flyweights move outward and they advance the timing by moving this timing points camshaft within the regular camshaft. The way that these are held on to them is that this camshaft here has a cut here and a cut here. There's a bell-shaped bolt which goes in here and comes out the other end of the cam. And when you tighten a bolt down on there, it pulls this bolt in. The bell-shaped bolt expands the end of the camshaft, which grabs the inside of the timing gear. On the other side of the engine, the timing gear is split. You've got a split here and a split here, and you've got this nut which threads on. When this nut threads on, it clamps down the timing gear onto these spline shafts and it holds this side of the camshaft pretty tightly. Now remember, this is a reverse thread nut. So it goes on the opposite direction of normal and comes off the opposite direction. The ignition point runs on this camshaft, which runs on this here. This is held in place by a small clip, C-clip, that goes over the end of the shaft. This cover here goes on the end of the camshaft and it holds the camshaft in. On other model bikes, this may be where the tachometer drive goes. You can see the end of the camshaft with the bearing in it right here. Now I have to go over to this side of the engine and take the timing box off. This holds the timing, the points. I've already taken them off. Now I got to get this box off. I'm going to need to undo this nut to be able to move the cams apart and get the timing chain to slip off of the timing gear without cutting the chain. My goal is not to cut it. This nut is a reverse thread, and that's the thing you have to keep in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and begin the process of trying to get that nut off. I may wind up having to put a little bit of heat on it to break it loose. Okay, I was able to tap that nut loose. I can't believe it. They usually put up a fight, but this is just a piece of 1/4-inch rod. And I ground a flat spot on here, and I just kind of held it on there like that and gently tapped it with my ball peen hammer, and sure enough, that nut has come loose. Okay, I got the rocker covers off. They came off pretty easily. A little shocked at how easily they came off. They're usually put up a fight. The next thing I'll do is I'll remove the rocker adjusting nuts, and that'll free the rocker arms. I buy these wooden dowels on Amazon. They're made of hardwood. They're not softwood, they're hardwood. I buy them pre-made. I get a package of 12 of them and it's like $6 or $7 with delivery, maybe $8. I find these are great when I'm driving parts out of a motor because they won't do any damage. They're pretty nice. And now we'll see if we can get the rocker arm shaft to go ahead and break free. There's another cylinder stud, completely full of grease. Now we've got this bolt in the end of the shaft here. Let's see if we can do something with it. The shaft is turning. And there we go. The rocker arm shaft is coming out. And yes, you can see there is a cutout. That's where the stud, the cylinder stud, holds the shaft in. So you can see that has to happen. Now I'll do the other three. Oh, and by the way, there's the rocker arm. All right, I've completely backed off the nut. I got the camshaft moving. I'm going to take this camshaft out on this side, and then I'm going to try to push this out and lift the chain off. Once again, I'm using my wooden dowel so I don't mess anything up. All right, now, let's see if we can get the other half of this to come loose. One of the things I've got to do is I've got to take the cam chain tensioner off. That'll give me a little bit of extra room on the cam chain. It'll loosen the chain up and I should be able to maybe lift it off the sprocket. All right, there's the cam. The cam chain tensioner is off and it looks like it's in pretty decent shape. Okay, I was not able to separate the camshaft from the timing gear, but I did find a master link on the chain and I took the master link off. So now I'm going to drop the chain into the motor and then we'll go ahead and take the cylinder head off. Whenever I take little parts like this off that I don't want to drop in the engine, I always have a magnet. These two little bolts that hold the head on that are down by the spark plugs will get you every time. You always got to remember to get these out of there. All right, should be able to lift the head off right now. And there we got it. Oh, that's ugly. That's really ugly. Is nothing but ugly. Here's what remains of the CL77 cylinder head. You can see the right side camshaft is out of the motor. It's over here. And the left side camshaft is still attached to the timing gear. I'm going to go ahead and separate the timing gear from the left side camshaft. Then we'll go ahead and remove the valves, take out the exhaust studs, and we should be done with the cylinder head. Okay, I'm going to try to take the cylinder studs off if I can. These sometimes aren't so easy to get off. I've got the cam bearing held in place by this because the camshaft keeps moving as I'm trying to get the time. All right, looks like it's going to come now. If you'll notice, I'm striking it with a punch that has a bald end on it. This is a round end, it's smooth. Hopefully that won't damage the timing gear. I have to drive the camshaft down so I can get room to pull the, well, there it goes. It looks like, not quite, almost out. Now it'll come out. There we go. There is the timing gear. Finally off the end of the camshaft, and it looks like it's working. Looks like it's advancing. Everything looks to be pretty good. Now we got to get the camshaft out. Here is the bolt. This is the bolt that spreads the end of the camshaft and tightens it into the end of the timing gear. We'll put that all in the ultrasonic. Now the next thing I got to do is I've got to get this camshaft free of this bearing. All right, there we go. The camshaft is free of the cylinder head. And now I need to get this bearing off of the end of the camshaft, but I'll do that next. All of the exhaust studs and intake studs are out of the cylinder head. Now I'll go ahead and get my valve spring compressor, and I'll take the valves out of the cylinder head. This presses on the spring here, or the top of the spring, and this presses on the valve. You tighten them up, and off comes the valve spring retainer, and then the valve spring will drop out. We're set down on that end. We're on the valve here. I'll begin to tighten this up, and it should compress the valve spring enough. You can see that the compressor is holding the lid down, or the top of the valve spring cap down, enough that I can get those two little valve keepers out. Here's the two little valve keepers here, and you can see the top of the valve is ready to come off. I'll release the tensioner, and then we'll remove the valve and the spring. Here's the retainer for the top of the valve. Here's the spring. It's a double spring. And there's the valve. Pretty doggone crusty, but I should be able to get that cleaned up pretty good. It doesn't look like it's burned. The edge looks pretty decent. It's got a little bit of rust on it. But now I'll do the other three valves. I'm Jack. This is Jack's Vintage Moto Videos. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so you can see future videos like this. Thank you and have a good day.